Hello students, welcome you all. Let us start an interesting topic today. You have already known about food and its sources. We generally take the foods from plant or animal sources. A meal could consist of chapati, dal or brinjal curry. Another may be rice, sambar and a vegetable curry like lady's finger or bindi. Some other meals could be an appam, fish curry and vegetables. Sometimes we may not have all this variety in our meals. If we are traveling, we may eat food available on the way. It may not be possible for some of us to eat such a variety of items most of the time. We know that each food preparation contains one or more ingredients obtained from plants or animals. These ingredients contain some components that our body needs called nutrients. So, we are here to learn about the topic of nutrients in foods and their identification from class 6th science. Learning outcomes. After studying this topic, you will be able to know types of nutrients, test for carbohydrates, test for proteins, test for fats. Keywords: nutrients, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, roughages. Let's see the types of nutrients in food sources in this concept map. The major nutrients in our food are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. In addition, food contains dietary fibers and water that are also needed by our body. Do all foods contain all these nutrients? How can we know that a nutrient is found in a specific food? With some simple methods, cooked food or a raw ingredient tested for one or more of these nutrients. The tests for the presence of carbohydrates, proteins and fats are simpler compared to the test for other nutrients. For carrying out these tests, the solutions of iodine, copper sulfate and caustic soda are required. A dilute solution of iodine can be prepared by adding a few drops of tincture of iodine to a test tube half filled with water. Copper sulfate solution can be prepared by dissolving 2 grams of copper sulfate in 100 ml of water. Caustic soda solution is prepared by dissolving 10 grams of caustic soda in 100 ml water. Use these chemicals carefully to test the food items, but do not try to eat or taste any chemicals. Let us test different food items to see if they contain carbohydrates. The main carbohydrates found in our food are in the form of starch and sugars. Test for starch. Take a small quantity of a food item or a raw ingredient. Put 2 to 3 drops of dilute iodine solution on it. Observe if there is any change in the color of the food item. A blue-black color indicates that it contains starch. The test can be repeated for foods containing starch or sugars. Carbohydrate-rich foods include cereals, potatoes, sweet potatoes, sugarcane, honey, fruits, and processed foods like bakery and confectionery products. Test for protein. Take a small quantity of a food item for testing. Solid food items can be made into a paste or powder. Grind or mash a small quantity of the food item and take in a clean test tube. Add 10 drops of water to it and shake the test tube. Now, using a dropper, add 2 drops of a copper sulfate solution and 10 drops of caustic soda solution to the test tube. Shake well and let the test tube stand for a few minutes. A violet color indicates the presence of proteins in the food item. Now you can repeat this test on other food items. Protein-rich foods include pulses, grains, eggs, milk and milk products. Test for fats. Take a small quantity of a food item wrapped in a piece of paper and crush it. Take care that the paper does not tear. Now straighten the paper and observe it. Does it have an oily patch? Hold the paper against the light. An oily patch on paper shows that the food item contains fat. The food items may have a little water. Therefore, let the paper dry for a while. If no oily patch shows up after drying, the food item does not contain any fat. Fat-rich foods include butter, ghee, oils, liver and meats. Other nutrients like vitamins and minerals are present in different food items. Let us learn about food sources of nutrients and what role these nutrients play in our body in the next video. So, keep watching and stay tuned. Points to remember. The foods include the important ingredients or components required for our body called nutrients. The major nutrients in our body are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. In addition, food also contains dietary fibers and water. Simple tests are performed using certain chemicals to identify the nutrients.